Hey there everyone, this is PotterBrony, and welcome to another blind reaction of some MLP Fanwork. This time we have from Little Shy FIM, Everything Wrong with the Hooffields and McColts. As always, be sure to support the official release. The link to the original video is in the description below. And let's just get it started and see what they've got in store see what Little Shy's got in store for us, picking apart this episode. So yeah. And the episode stars two of the best ponies, so I don't see what the hell you could have wrong with this, but whatever. Anyway, starting the video in 3, 2, 1, and go.
I am Twilight Sparkle, the Princess of Friendship, and I'm here to solve your friendship problem. I'm Fluttershy, and I'm here too. Does every animal have their...
Isn't simply every one the more polite term?
One would think, but not really.
Okay, Fluttershy, but whatever.
It's not every creature.
Don't look up their internet chapter. Also, no pun intended.
We'll continue this discussion when I get back.
She said, knowing full well that a friendship adventure could take days or weeks. Castle is a ruder gesture than anything the feuding families ever did.
I feel so much better going with a friend.
Implying those other ponies aren't her friends. For an episode about uniting ponies, Twilight's answers sure do involve a lot of division. Fluttershy is standing on Twilight's left, then she teleports to her right.
Could it be about when two friends just randomly decide to do something together, but they forget to invite the third friend, and the third friend feels left out?
We get it, Twilight. You're still upset about the last episode.
Yeah.
Poor Fluttershy is sick of hearing about it. The flying pumpkin startles Twilight so much that she grabs Fluttershy's mane. Speaking of which, Fluttershy's forelock
Interesting.
duplicates. How nice of them to perfectly time the pumpkin cannons as to not interrupt their dialogue. These mice love their pumpkin so much they wanted to die with it. Why else wouldn't they simply jump out?
Once we have all the
Well, it's
facts,
their home.
we can put an end to this using
All their
reason
stuff
and
is inside.
rationale.
Twilight doesn't often get out in the
There's
real
reason,
world,
there's
does she?
rationale.
This guy's animation resets.
Hey, wait! You're an alicorn!
Here's a retroactive sin for every time some pony didn't notice this.
We have to travel a ways away to buy our food.
Implying these hillbillies have any money to pay for food. Twilight actually tells them to stop fighting and asks Fluttershy if she's ready to go home. It's supposed to be a joke, but it really depicts the Princess of Friendship as not caring about her job or those around her. In memory of the person whose job it is to ensure each tomato splat has a stem attached to avoid the appearance of blood. Flinging fruits and vegetables at each other allows some suspension of disbelief about the possibility for violent injuries and death. But bales of hay can weigh 100 pounds, and from this distance, the energy should be turning them into paste. Okay, maybe it's a similar case for pumpkins too, but send either way.
Yeah.
This mare is definitely not aiming for the sky. Furthermore, we hear multiple tomatoes being shot, but none land even near target. The censors must have stopped watching halfway through, because these look like very real cannons. The Hooffields are established as being very poor builders, yet they manage to engineer highly precise weaponry. Cartoon characters always pull objects
how about
out of the
that?
air, but these large shields are really pushing it.
You got so many things wrong!
Not as many as you!
If episodes could respond to Cinemare sins. The few glimpses we get into the fight clouds depict some very mangled ponies. Why wouldn't the animals benefit from a bunch of food being tossed around? They're depicted as starving, meanwhile the landscape is littered with food. The sound of a war zone is
that's a fair
completely
point.
muted once the main characters walk 10 feet away to have a conversation. Odd decision to have the character of focus be out of focus. Twilight could have taken this forceful approach at any time, but instead her first response was to give up and pout.
It's a lot harder to freeze an army of ponies than just 6 of them!
Twilight must watch a lot of this show to make that callback. Also, just don't hold them for so long then. You already have their attention. Fluttershy spends minutes telling the story, which took the squirrel mere seconds to tell. Oh sure, two groups of ponies who have been fighting for
squirrel,
generations and have no care for the well-being of
speech
others are going
is very
to win
rapid.
everything thanks to their care for the animals, which they've been blatantly
When translated to Ponish,
Oh, I mean, sure, they do apparently. That actually happens. The animals had the ability to appeal to the fighting families all along. So many years of torment for nothing. It might make more sense if the story involved Fluttershy's encouragement of the animals to speak up, even to parallel the way the animals help her, but that's not what this episode does at all. It must
That would have
take
been cool.
weeks to rebuild and for the grass and foliage to recover. Yet their cutie marks only flash now after all this time to indicate a job well done. How long did they linger around wondering why this job isn't completed yet? Were the cutie
Weeks.
marks simply not paying attention? And was this stream afraid of conflict and decided to come back when things calm down? For once in this show, we actually see where objects go when cartoon characters put them away. These look more like corn seeds than carrot seeds. Nice character references, but which statue do you think will be most immortalized? The one requiring constant maintenance, or the one made from solid material? Just saying, this memorial isn't exactly balanced.
Yeah, it's a good thought, but it's got a point.
We're pumpkining our neighbors.
Pumpkining.
Yep.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with pumpkin pie.
Books, 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 books. You said 4 books. There are a lot of books. Shouldn't our cutie marks be glowing again? Oh yeah, they should be glowing any minute now.
So I don't know if that one was the appropriate thing. Maybe you made the joke about the no, I can't do editing stuff like this at all, but you made the joke about the person who had to make sure there was stem and leaves in every single one so it didn't look like blood. What about a gunshot sound and that appears with no stem and leaves? Because she gets hit in the flank with a tomato. So, yeah, that would have been an interesting edit. But I guess then it's not glowing. Was that glowing or was that a magic blast from that face? Anyway, so I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, but I'm going to end this one here. Until next time, take care.